huge lead up to that point, and that was the thank you for the recovery between maps. And I'll tell you what, I'd run through a smoke, 3 flashbangs, a Molotov, and a grenade for him after that speech. I would do exactly that.
And you know, that brings me back to what I said just before we went live with the first map, also for the second map, sorry, is that the fact that they found themselves in a position where Apex was the only one showing up in Mirage, and now he needed his teammates to step up. Now he also praised them back for actually doing it. You know, it's great. It's great leadership. This
Positive
is exactly
reinforcement.
What it is.
Pavlov would be so happy.
Definitely.
Just because I'm going to be doing the final thoughts down on the show floor with the other two lovely gentlemen, Maui and Pimp, I want to get your closing thoughts. This is the final map of the major. We've gone the full distance, the third and final decider. Of course, it has to be Inferno. Give me your takes, guys.
I mean, I think if you want to talk about the mentality Vitality has, that match history doesn't matter, it's a major, it's all new, you can have the same thing about a third map in a major grand final. Nothing matters anymore. Everyone just has to come in on this one map. I think obviously the weakness of Vitality, that we've seen them get upset on the map twice throughout this event, is a little bit worrying. I'm going to still take Vitality to win it, but this map feels very 50-50.
I'm going on board. I got to go for Vitality. And I also think that the team that thinks the least of winning is going to win this one.
Well, gentlemen, I don't know how this one is going to be falling, but I do know we need to head things to a quick break. When we're back, Inferno, the ultimate decider, going down here in Austin.
I've met Fletcher here, and he bought a Mongol shirt on day one of the major. But America's fallen in love with this team. Why do you love them so much?
Because Texas is all about cowboys, and all the horses are coming from Mongolia. We love Mongols. Let's go Mongols!
Let's go Mongols!
There is absolutely no denying who the crowd are rooting for in this one. But either way, we do fall to that third and final decider. It is going to be Inferno to decide who is going to be lifting that major trophy. Tell me a story about the Mongols on this particular map, Jacob. Why could they maybe be taking down the favorite?
Well, I think the story is more about vitality, to be completely honest. I think the Mongols have a realistic shot actually at winning the major. Jason said perhaps a 50-50. I'm inclined to agree in the sense that anything can happen now. For vitality, coming into the tournament, in 2025, they had played Inferno 19 times, and they won 18 of those matches, which in itself is crazy. By far the best team in the world on Inferno. At the major so far, Maui, they played it twice, and they lost both times. So they're 2 for 2 in losses. Furthermore, they played 33 rounds on Inferno in this tournament, and they only won 7. They got smacked yesterday versus Mouse. They got smacked versus Legacy. Now, is that something to go off by? Then the Mongols definitely have a chance. But as he said, Jason, he said something smart. Doesn't happen often. It's a major. It's map 3. Anything can happen.
I still got to give the favorites to Vitality in this one. I can't mince words in that regard. But I'm glad that we got a little bit from Apex, motivating his troops. But I feel like right now, a lot of this actually comes down to his individual play. We know they're starting on CT side, and as Apex continues to etch his name into the Mount, or his face that is, into the Mount Rushmore of in-game leaders, he's going to actually have to do a lot of the fragging because, you know, Senzu, he loves running up banana, he loves trying to take it from him, so he's going to have to fight back. It's Apex.
We sound like a broken record every time we talk about Inferno, but the amount of fights that are going to be going down in that banana position, what's the story for Mongols on the other side of it if they're going to be, you know, trying to break through that Vitality defense to start?
Well, I want to make the comparison to when Legacy beat Vitality on Inferno. I think the Mongols can play the same brand of CounterStrike, which is ultra aggressive early on. You speak about Banana, you speak about Apex. I think he's going to have his hands full in the beginning of the game. I think the Mongols will contest that area of the map, and I think they'll do it in an aggressive way. They're not going to sit back and T-spawn for 30 seconds or for 60 seconds waiting for the fights coming to them. They have to play CounterStrike the way they did on map 1, where they take the fight to Vitality. And we have seen Apex, we have seen Vitality struggle on Inferno when that's the case.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, Sensu's the guy that's going to be right there up against him, and I feel like Sensu's got to do this for a few reasons. One, he's got to do it for Mongolia. 2, he's got to pay back Mara, who's put so much faith in him. And 3rd, he actually just has to pay his debt to Ben 10.
There's so many people behind the Mongols, rooting behind the Mongols, that is. We obviously a crowd favorite, undisputed in here. But did you guys see the pictures of the fan viewing over in Ulaanbaatar? That is insane. Imagine you're the Mongols in this moment, knowing a weight of a nation on your shoulders. Is that going to be too much for them to handle as we move into map 3?
I hope they haven't seen the pictures, to be completely honest, because that could be a little bit added pressure on top of what already is a lot of pressure playing in a major grand final. It's 6 a.m. in Mongolia. I hope they're listening in to us right now. You see some of the pictures right here on the screen as well. It is absolutely crazy. Imagine being awake at 6 a.m. to support your favorite Counter-Strike team in your home country. Sincerely, I hope they haven't seen the pictures, Mario, because that would add a little pressure to me.
I mean, no matter how you shape it, that looks like a rave, but it's just techno on the screens instead of techno in their ears. It's unbelievable what the Mongolian sport looks like. And I know that America does love Mongols too, and I love that they're giving so much energy to them, but I just hope that they're not out of gas.
There's absolutely no way is there.
This is insane.
Shit.
This is absolutely insane. But when we talk about pressure, we do obviously have to be looking at the side of Vitality. Heavy favorites to come into this. We were talking about it all season long. 6 trophies. Is it for naught if they can't lift this one here today?
It's not for nothing, but obviously it would be a huge sting for Vitality if they were to fail to win this major. They are the heavy favorites. You look at the odds as well. Obviously, they are supposed to win this one. Now, I want to put one player on the spot right here. Messi. He's going to play in pit, CT side. I think he needs to step it up right here. He's been doing well so far, but to have a Crumtamp who's going to do well in that position, to lock it down, that has to be Messi to begin with.
It all falls down to Inferno. One final map in the Lone Star State to see who will be hoisting the trophy.
Moody Center, from Boston to Austin, 7 long years. And what if we got map 3 Inferno with an underdog on the server? You can't write a story better than this.
We've been here before. Austin, I want to just keep it real for a second. Tomorrow morning, all of us wake up and everything you've seen in the last 3 weeks is nothing but a memory. This is your chance to embody Counter-Strike yet again while everybody at home and all of the Mongolians in their country cheer on. So I want you to give it your fucking all. I want you loud. I want you proud. I want to fucking hear you roar! Because this is Counter-Strike.
had to take an ear cup off just to appreciate that. Thank you so much, Moody. Let's get into it. Make no mistake, Vitality have been hit hard on this map. They've lost twice so far at this major. They have not won Inferno so far. Legacy and Mouse. Between them, they got 7 rounds. The scariest part, Connor. 1 poor CT side, 1 poor T side. There's no consistency right now at this event for Vitality on this map.
Which is just so bewildering to say about the team that has been the embodiment of consistency throughout the first half of 2025. How is it that Inferno remains so elusive at the most important event of the season?
Oh, the guy with all the utility just popped up, took out Mezzi, and pushed the other CT back. Rop's looking for his way back in, but he's letting them go.
Whoa.
Oh, there's Senzu down. That's a nice find.
Give me more of that. Mzinho kind of stuck into this corner.
But he could just hold him back. He knows his power right now. Let's see how they fight this. Rops. Bullet between the eyes from long range. Apex playing retake. Good spot here for the Mongols. Lost 2 pistols last time. Will they make up for it?
This B-site needs some improvement. This map needs some improvement. As far as Vitality's camp's concerned, we've got 1 kit here for Rops for the retake. You've got an incendiary and you've got a smoke grenade. Small pieces of a big puzzle with massive ramifications. Early momentum is what Vitality need to weaponize. And right now they want to get this retake going.
I think missed the molly because the flash.
910's going to try to swing out from the pool. He's got Techno to work with. 2 kills from the back of the site. Flames, he's got the answer with a couple of his own. And this player up close is not going down. It's a nice fight. Techno, another one in hand, denied. But there's no time for this. Apex has got to run. He grabs the kit back up. And it's Mzinho to lock it in. The Mongols will start this T-side run with a pistol.
Are ahead right now in this final. They got this pistol. They secured that site. This first pick, again, full kit of utility. 1 bullet ruins Mongols' day. All that utility comes into effect as they take the site. They have their cake and eat it too. A knife kill.
What a time to start sprinkling in the swagger.
That's a lot of extra money to be made after winning. Taking and defending Banana has been a problem for Vitality. Apex, as was called upon by the desk, has to be the one to contribute a lot here. And he has been playing well. He who wins Banana wins Inferno.
So far, that's all this defense looks like. A smoke in front of all 5. As if a 1v5 on B site wasn't hard enough. Thing is, though, he's still working with a good amount of grenades, so he will refresh that smoke. But we've seen a lot, I think, throughout this series of the Mongols kind of pushing the limits on smoke grenades.
The thing is, sometimes you see a smoke like this and you don't believe anything, because would you block if there was a flank coming in?
Right.
You'd want to leave it open. I wouldn't be surprised if they run through this.
5-7, off of the flashbang. This is good from Apex. Slows it down for a second, allows for the other pistols to arrive in time.
He's waiting for a flash.
Mezzi's gonna just jump on through. He's got teammates around him, and those are frazzled Mongols players. MP9 unable to get the next one. This is Blitz with a big multi-kill already. 3 frags to his name, but you've got ZywOo into the clutch. Player over towards the pillars trying to get his hands busy. ZywOo's got a chance. And when there's a chance, there's a clutch for ZywOo. He is the pillar of Vitality.
He saved this, denied the second round conversion. The 1-on-2, look at this flash. It's absolutely beautiful. He has to make up for that last map. Mongols did to him what they did to Simple earlier on in the quarterfinal. He's coming into this final tied as the highest rated player ever in a major playoffs.
Which is just amazing. Hell of a time to pull it off.
But it won't mean anything without this win. and certainly a lot less without his performance in this very final.
Exchange kills, top banana, that's gonna send the Mongols back. So many questions about Vitality on Inferno. Why did it start to go so wrong? And how do they stop this free fall, this abyss that is their current record on Inferno, specifically here in Austin? Utility's healthy still for the Mongols, and they've also got a bunch of space going for them. Rops is looking to get into the action. AK's stuck into the fight, but it's Rops and Zywoo. What other duo would you want to try to hold back the Horde? 9-10, the last player up. They do a great job on this defense to just keep Mongols at bay. No footing closer to that bomb site, no kill on the defense goes their way. And so that gut-wrenching feeling of knowing you went from winning pistol to being completely bottomed out economically now starts to sink in.
This used to be the map that was the one that Mongols could rely on, and they didn't really have a map pool otherwise. Now it's just a feature, not one that they pick, but one that they're happy to run into. A map that they took to round 24 the last time they played against Vitality. Vitality, no, they won last time.
I feel like within this series, there's been so many small mid-round moments where either team is just kind of taking that broad to their enemy, and this last round's such a great example of it again. Zywoo off short, Rops up into the apartments.
No kill off that, but they run through the nades. They're going all the way.
They're going strong. They're trying to catch Vitality entirely off. This is the kind of decision that could actually have further ramifications. It is a massive hole inside of this B site.
Oh, the counter util's fantastic. Running back and committing to the run back and falling back on their utility. Doing everything well here, not a single death.
The Mongols thought that the element of surprise was going to be enough for this fourth round. Instead,
what they needed was someone to start Hobbit. The triple need to take him out, and then they could run over the site, but no one was there. It was a solid call on the anti-eco setup here for Vitality. Apex can be proud of his teammates for where they used their utility from, how much space they gave up, but they knew where to draw the line.
You will often find Vitality players floating around in that perfect place where the nades did pop, just not this time. And so ready for something that aggressive. Here it is. Mongols bottomed out. Desert Eagles across the board. If the last round fell so flat, why would you have any belief in this one? The one thing if Vitality were making mistakes, giving early fights, offering an opening to the Deagles, that has not been the case so far.
They're going to look to slow this one down to a crawl. When you see a buy like this, you want everybody to have enough time to work an angle, to take the fight that they're looking for. It's time to be greedy. You have a Deagle in play. You're trying to knock off a lot of health, take out a player, knock down 5K from the scoreboard. But you don't have the util. Go forward with any kind of exact, but you know what? They're actually crawling up quite quickly.
Again, trying to play with timing, but just the contrast. Much slower this time around. Zywoo's going to catch the kill over towards the A site. That's the backup plan of the Mongols going south. And if the Vitality players aren't giving you a thread to pull on, then try to get tricky. That's what we see here with this blitz boost. Senzu loves to test these smokes, and he's looking to do it again. And that's going to catch them. Mezzi on the recovery. He had a multi-kill last round when they played it fast, but look at the radar. Look how far away they are.
He peeled back immediately.
Mezzi, that is what they needed. A lineup on players that didn't have armor. It's made that much easier for Mezzi, but it's just that fast move that could have, maybe should have broken down this defense. Techno's been a hell of a clutch, but with 3 players, I don't think so. Majority stand tall for Vitality. 4-1 lead early days.
Zywoo gets him back into this game. They run with it from there. Protocols are looking sound. They must have taken time to talk about their Inferno. The first loss was versus Legacy. That was some time ago. The Mouse loss must have been startling after that because it wasn't a close game. It was one-sided, and that's just not what we've seen from what is the strongest map in their pool, or was. But now it's become their most studied map. Now it's become the most predictable one to come into a veto. That's what Mongols tried to lean into. And Vitality looked like they may have taken it back to the level that it was at before they came to this major. No better time to do it than now. Apex, the captain of this team, man. Looking for 3 majors across 2 games. And while other players have made role swaps, none as ambitious as trying to become the world's best IGL and then actually create arguments for it.
Fast move towards Banana. Techno has got his pocket. Gets burned out of this though. At least he finds Sanctuary within that smoke, but he is just zoned at the moment. Lucky to still be standing. Apex gonna hunt him down within that one as they leave a player still committed to the Banana. Again, there's been a lot of, I think, early support systems for Vitality at this B site.
Yeah.
If they're trying to find an improvement as to how to get back into their old Inferno ways, maybe this bolstered B site really is the key, because so far, so good. They've got Mongols walk back, wounded yet again.
Their utility just looks so fresh right now. Everything is hitting exactly where it needs to be. You can see the health bars for the Mongols. The first kill that comes out. Techno tries to push through his smoke because Flames uses all of his ammo. It's just a bait. Apex is watching that. He's very careful before he hits that reload button to make sure Flamesy gets his bullets back in his gun.
But within the absence of any follow-up down Banana, we do get the Mongols, who look damn adamant about trying this one again. Still a little bit of utility to come out for Vitality. They've kept the coffers well stocked for this. Challenge through the smoke goes down flat as hell. Flamesy looking for temporary cover as Apex is here to relieve the pressure.
Oh, it's pristine.
Just absolute excellent B-site defense.
Get excited, Apex, because that is dream level play here from your team. Everything in position, everyone covering each other. Flash is not having the impact they're looking for. Mongols, they're trying to get ahead of these flashbangs. There's even strats where you're designed to take an after image flash and run through it. You can see Flamesy catching the tail end of these, but before he does, he's in an active defense. He's not tucked back waiting for his teammate to take all the aggro for him. I love that fountain position.
It's the reaction of a man who's starting to believe. Very awkward for Flamesy, but I'll just say the fact he gets away with that.
Yeah, that just shows you how good the flashes are.
Another testament to the strong utility. Remember the last time that Mongols tried to hit up this A site, it was that ZywOo short side ROPS in apps defense that just pushed forward and attacked at the right time. Again, they're trying to change it up. Great kill from Mzinho!
2, that's the whole site.
That's what they needed, right? The first instance of an X factor that comes out from the attack.
That's their way in.
You can boost over top of the smoke and you can still catch them off guard. They do exactly that with the fading bullets of that magazine. Mezzy connects onto Techno and the 910 slides down into the site, but he still doesn't even have a kill.
The best upgrade he can find is a Tech 9. We're talking about Amalia and Mzinho.
M4 for the player over in pit.
That one buys him some time towards short, but Mzinho, he's gonna have to do so much here.
Trying to go for the reposition, trying to find that timing. They hear the feet burning.
No way!
No way! This young gun steps up immensely. Apex will try to find the exits. The Mongols needed an answer. And by God, we found it.
Give it up for Mzinho. Both entries with a Tech 9 out of halls. Versus who? ROPS and ZywOo of all people.
Wow. And then the lineup.
Yeah.
So there's the sign of life. There's that half buy, pull through. In a situation where Senzu and 910, the two players that were finally having their best playoffs in history, are currently dropping the ball. 1 kill between them. Mzinho gives you a little X factor to try to work with.
And now the utility's starting to work back in the other direction. They've taken some hits here even on this round, but went a little bit better for the T side. Now, the thing about chess is you have to wait for your opponent to go before you can go again. But Blitz, in this fluid game of CounterStrike, he can create an explosive game of CounterStrike at any pace he wants. That's what Vitality called the Mongols before this match took place. They have to be ready on all fronts. We see that early hall smoke. Map control throughout the series has been pretty good for the Mongols. Sure. They paid inside of middle for Dust too, but they never stopped trying to take it. And they overall owned it on Mirage.
This is a change-up in the A setup in anticipation of another attempt to take down this bomb site. Mezzi's gonna get flashed in and he will drop the ball. There was no answer back. Robs leans further away from his earlier perch positions. ZywOo over towards the arch side, turns just in time.
What a pick
Gets
off.
a second chance. Blitzko cracks it open from the arch side. And we're gonna go 2 versus 2 with the B site defenders halfway here. Flamesy still playing around on arch. In the time that it'll take Apex to get into play, Flamesy takes a glance over towards the front of brackets.
And 910's going graveyard. This is a big, oh, he runs back actually.
Still with 0 kills. Gets a flash of the presence over towards the library. Apex just dancing with the devil. 910 wounded down to 32. Flamesy getting ever closer. Apex getting away with a robbery. Senzu from the back of sight. Leading by example.
Baited that shot out from the library, scaled with every single miss to follow. 910 had his best chance on that last shot and couldn't put it together. Too much pressure from Apex.
So the change up here for Vitality is to throw Mezzi in the front, and it still doesn't get what they need.
Yeah. Oh.
How many times is 910 gonna not shoot Apex?
That was the chance. Can't say he didn't put himself in a good spot.
Phenomenal.
Oh. Incredible shooting from the captain. Mongols running through these timeouts. This half is certainly not over, but at this pace, you can't drop those 2v2s when you have the sight. The final map of the season.
What a treat. Look at this B defense. Oh, Vitality's starting to feel a little confident with this consecutive A pressure that's been coming out.
I swear the problem with them, playing against them, they're so hard to condition. I mean, something could work 3-4 times in a row, they'll still try to go for it.
I was thinking to myself, maybe they think that Mongols have less than they do. Trying to get aggressive like that.
They're really focusing on A. They put a lot into that single Molotov that came down.
Who's on the scene now. Flamesy gets that support system. For a series that's had a lot of pokes and prods in the middles of the round, Inferno felt like at first Vitality just wanted to react, but this round, I mean, that is an opening gambit that pays off into ults.
Flamesy's the guy you can leave alone in B. Every team he's ever played on, he's played Banana, oftentimes by himself. He's very good shoulder spotting, not dying to ops, making sure to use his utility perfectly. So good at getting those one-ways off back in CSGO. Someone so young, won so much. And after this map, if he wins, we'll grab that chip. Not something you want to think about, but...
Slides out when he has to, gives himself a flash to do it again. And Senzu's able to dodge that flash, so the trade is good, if not a little delayed. We're gonna have pressure on this site again. You've got Apex within it, you've got Rops over towards the pit, and the support towards spawn. In the off chance that they try to take it into CT would have been one thing. Apex gonna have to go massive again. And he's getting in with the damage, a fast reposition. No way, he is tapping into something integral.
He's brutalizing them. He's playing like the champion that he is versus every generation's IGLs in this game. He's played against them all. When they played against Na'Vi, Rob said he's more nervous to play against Na'Vi because they weren't used to it. Apex said, I know how to play against Blade's teams. He can tap into that history. He's the one who won't get nervous. Pronax, Fallen, Kerrigan, Glaive, he has seen it all.
And so they reach 7 rounds. An elusive score for Inferno in Austin. Tons of utility pressure yet again as the Mongols limp towards this banana. And we see this more and more confident Vitality starting to grow across the map from the alt mid push of last round into the double up on Banana. Very passive here from Techno. They're gonna go into the boost. Off of the reload, Techno slides down beneath. They don't know. But he is barely standing. And his timing could be to a T.
They won't know about this.
Turned. Unsure about the boost. It's a fast recovery from Flamesy, but there's still an open gate. Blitz has got the bomb out middle, waiting for this kind of a peek. Him and Mzinho are gonna get it. Will Mezzi find these again from the same position as last round? Finds one and leaves.
They could keep the game alive with this round. 3-on-3. Rob's coming in from behind as usual. Gets spotted. Mzinho takes him down.
And Mezzi's got the gap. Whoa, he's not able to collect the kill. But that does give Flamesy a chance back towards site, and already a good smoke to work in front of. That's just the right amount of cover, but they're still gonna play for the bracket side. They don't know where exactly the Mongols stand. And
that smoke.
That is gonna leave a massive gap on top of the route that Flamesy's already created for himself, but he opts to go around the barrels. And that is already Senzu locked in. You've got half health of the two players. You've got Mezzi trying to tap back into his ability to clutch. Not this time. A-side falls again. At the very least, it's a 3-round T-side for the Mongols.
Honest Dave's work on that round to get up to the top of Banana, take over control, get back to mid, all the way down to the 3v3. Every moment is a way back in for Vitality. They're there watching and trying to guard these spots, but Zaiwu goes cross-side trying to peek into mid. Mezzi doesn't finish off his meal when he peeks off Arch, and this is how Mongols sustain. They'll force a timeout from Vitality for once.
So while that B site looks under lock and key, there is a chink in the armor of the A site defense.
Yeah, they found a gap. And they're really successful at taking brackets. You can see that Vitality have shaped up a lot on B. I mean, counting up this utility damage, it's gone swimmingly this entire half, but almost every single time they find a way to get their trades or get up mid. It's only that one anti-eco that got crushed.
Ooh, fire beneath him. He's gonna get some of the util out. While they've taken over bracket, we've had Vitality attack it into ult. We've had Mezzi maybe get a little too repetitive from that corner. But repetition will cause hesitation for the Mongols in this round. And very quickly, Apex is calling the troops over. They want to bolster this bomb site before the follow-through comes out, because you've said it, brackets looks good for the Mongols. They have taken it over entirely yet again with a minute on this clock.
They've got an interesting defense. I mean, they're on the perimeter. They're stopping what could be a B play. It feels like that Apex is worried about a split coming this direction, but it's not. It's going to be a full wrap. Zaiwu might get full contact, but on a sliver angle, he'll actually try to rotate around. Now it's on Mezzi once again. Rob's in the mini pit to support him.
Zaiwu, Hail Mary. Rob's head down in the little pit for now. Mzinho about to emerge out from the apartments, and Robs is going to be standing down beneath him. Mezzi looking like a shell of himself, but first it's back turn. There's Mzinho with the drop and no scope, but Zaiwu, what is happening? Mezzi in the corner, dealt with.
Another no scope.
Going gut shot to gut shot, back and forth. Finally a man advantage for the retake. We've seen it come out 2v2. 11 health for 9-10 makes a world of difference. He has second thoughts. A chance to reload that op, but the element of surprise, it's coming out from Apex, and he will catch Mzinho. So now with 11 HP, he is going to have to pull this out from the same place Apex found his impact. Fantastic flash. No chance this time. Vitality take 8.
The flank round was so perfect there from Apex to come up through the halls. As you can see from Mzinho, he missed the one moment, like ships in the night. Apex got up into Boiler. That was the moment where 910's disarmed to the site. He gets flanked from behind, and that's the shot that Zaiwu hit.
It's not the only one that he tried to send through smoke, but it's sure as hell the one he needed. And I mean, this map is going to be a statement for Apex if he is able to keep up this ability.
Again, the CTs were close by, but as soon as Mongols had them on the outside of that smoke, on Library out in CT.
You are fucking insane! I want this major up with you, boys! Let's go! Let's go, boys! Fucking get it, boys.
You can hear the ecstasy. It's a party over there for Vitality, keeping the energy up, and Look at Apex go, 15-4.
Chance and Banana steps up to the test. A little bit delayed to put the smoke down. And so the recovery for the Mongols, again, just cheesing the side of these smokes, getting away with something, trying to head back towards middle.
I'd love to see the head-to-head between Mzinho and the A players, whoever it is. Robs, Zywoo, he's getting out there.
Oh God, roll this into momentum. Zywoo floating around Robs. This position gets spammed, and he's gonna get dinked in the process. Yeah, it's not nearly as comfortable. Rob's still able to get the double. And with the smoke in front, Mezzi opens. Bomb plant in the middle, and 910 has to cover. There's a good amount of health now this time, but he only has 2 kills on this third map. 910's performance is betraying him. The stars of the Mongols that got them here have bottomed out. It is now or never. 910 unable, and Vitality, there's their 9th. 12 rounds of play, 6 rounds of a lead, a major on the line.
Bes, need ko umuwi sa amin. Patay kasi yung lolo ko eh. Pwede ba akong humiram ng pera sa'yo para makabili ng plane ticket pa uwi sa
And so it's a marked improvement out of the Vitality camp, but it is still in the back of their minds, the beast that they have to overcome. Knowing Inferno is where they have failed in Austin, if Vitality want to grab that crown jewel, they need to close this game, and they've got to do it against this crowd. Austin, the final half of your major begins.
You guys have done just as well as the players to make this feel amazing, maybe even better. Now Mongols look for a pistol to give themselves a fair shot at the comeback. That's what Blitz is hoping for. A chance to call rifle rounds. to show that they can match what Legacy and what Mouse did to Vitality already at this event. A map that they have gone the distance on versus Vitality.
First and foremost, smoked off of Brackets. Brackets was such a key piece of the Mongols' T side. For better or not, ooh, Blitz taking early damage. Might not bode well, but you've got Mdinho, and he's only going to find his single kill. 9-10 up next, clean sweep of the site. Again, it is Mezzi to step up.
Oh, they absolutely ran through that, Mezzi. 16 and 8 off this 3K. 2 players left alive here for the Mongols.
Senzu takes a look towards Pit, and they will cut the head off this snake.
They're gonna
Vitality.
have to Bernie if they win this, man. Winning a 2v4 retake on the A side, it's unheard of.
Nobody slithering here for Vitality. They just lock into their corners. They allow the retake to come to them. Senzu gets another. Zyru's gonna close it. It may have been opened up by Mezzi, but it's Vitality stars to shut it down. Double digits in an instant.
They picked great spots. Mezzi came through, a player we've been talking about in highlight moments more than we ever have in his career. Somebody who, in his initiation to Vitality, was just their 5th best player. Just a guy who seemed like a great presence, who was decent at anchoring, but struggled to find that chemistry when Spinks was on the team. Now he has really blossomed. He takes control, he wins rounds by himself, he pulls out clutches, and we can see what he does with the pistols.
Gonna try to get aggressive through that smoke. Blitz actually gets killed on the fall back. This is Vitality with 2 MAC-10s, and this could be a quick one. MP9 into the apartments, just straight up taken down by Zywu. And what a beautiful moment this could be for the formula of Vitality, because we haven't had to say his name too often. 8 frags on this 3rd map as he watches his teammates move past him. Taking over versus the Mongols. They now sit pretty in a 5v3, and Vitality, with a wealth of experience, know how to avoid these sorts of mistakes.
Mongols may be a young team, but Vitality made moves to make their team younger too, and that was a risk at the time, a risk that has certainly paid off. These have become players that you can trust in any circumstances. Looking for a chip to finish their season. I'm sure it would almost feel like if they didn't win this, nothing mattered at all. But with this run, Vitality, this could be the best in 6 years that we've seen from any rosters.
You can see just how safe they are, escorting Robs to get that bomb over towards B. It's the beauty of the change that Valve gave us by putting this event at the end of the season. Everybody plays towards the major. And while Vitality have blown our minds with their consistency and results throughout this season, we have slowly started to see them look more human the closer they got to this final hurdle. It is poetic that Inferno's where this ends.
Yes, indeed. And Rops will be forever remembered as the difference. Before Vitality, everybody knew he was that thoroughbred star role player, made space on maps, didn't need extra help when he anchored, but it never became so clear since he joined this team how quickly they took off.
Terrorists win.
The anchor you cannot replace. So for the Mongols, we'll find out now if the lights are too bright. One map in the series. But then they saw the finish line. And ironically, that's when it gets the farthest away.
Final timeout called by Mara. For the first time ever, when they were whooping Vitality, we started to see Senzu smile. We started to see emotions break through for the Mongols. Something that somehow, some way, through trials and tribulation, they have always kept to themselves. The youngest ever team to make it to a major finals.
Oh, man. Making history from so many different perspectives. They have so much to be proud of. But when you're this close, and you're giving yourself this much of a chance, and you have the biggest threat in the grand finals, take some pressure off. Play the good CS we saw in map 1. You've got nothing else to do today. I saw a sign in the crowd that said CS is played 1 round at a time. They've got to dig into that mental space, the same one that got them to this final. Already their best result this year.
Apex storms his way through Banana, sends that frag grenade deep onto Senzu. He's gonna have to deal with the chip damage now. It takes the greatest teams in history a long time to learn how to win. Look at Astralis. 2024 was a year marked by disappointment for Vitality and yet promise. The thought of Mongols pulling this one out of the hat would have been nothing shy of a Cinderella story. And Senzu tries to tap into that fairy tale with a smoke spam back sight, at least a hope at holding off this B site. Bomb yet to be planted and smoke soon to fade. And there is more utility where that first one came from. If the Mongols want to take a swing at this, now feels like the time. But they're gonna let Mzinho get into the flank first, and as he gets ever closer, he's gonna make contact versus Zaiwu, who has the advantage of the Galil. Damage goes both directions, but the Mongols have to make a difficult decision. Do you try? Do you put your entire major on the line? Dreams wielded in this clutch attempt towards B, shut down by the best. 9-10 versus 3 denied, and Vitality will secure themselves 9 championship points.
You see the breath that Apex takes after this moment. Zaiwu's smile on his face. The two young players on the right enjoying this, contributing so much. The fantasy season. Vitality might be able to complete it here and now in front of this crowd. Something that we didn't think was possible in CS2, to put on an era.
Ooh, fire beneath him. Gonna give him a little lifeline. Flamesy actually kills Blitz in the process. But that one goes down towards middle, so a successful endeavor out from the Mongols on B. Every round they play from here on out will be without the score in mind. CounterStrike is played round by round, kill by kill, click by click. And with 9-10 finding a couple more kills, these rifles that they have barely found in their hands could damn well extend play. Flamesy, birthday boy.
What's a 9-round comeback?
He doesn't see a way back in. There's two worlds that we live in right now. One where Vitality have to stew in the thought that, oh, guns respond, and we've not been able to break through on Inferno, or the other where everything feels like it's almost secured. One final round win here for Vitality. Knowing Apex and his swagger and the way he came through that floor with a middle finger and a phone in hand.
Yeah, he's done this before. That's what that says to me.
But he made a mistake this round. He offers up that opening kill. 9-10 will seize the day. That's 1 down, 8 to go.
Vitality immediately into a timeout. Mara will get a second and a final chance to speak here. Apex has a number of jobs. Keep his team steady emotionally, to come through with a good game plan, to make sure everybody is playing their roles right. But most importantly, to continue to play to win. 9-10 looks shaken in the first half of this game. Started 0-7, 0-8. Gets this FAMAS 2K. Maybe he gets back online. Maybe it's too late. Like you said, you have to learn how to win.
You got to learn how to dig yourself out of the depths. 910 and Senzu don't want to wake up and look at themselves in the mirror tomorrow and remember this map 3, not with the ratings they currently have secured. You gotta play to win if you want it. And you can see Blitz doing exactly that with this quick little look down mid, but nothing over towards ult for him to pull on. They peel it back. So that's what they're looking for, but Mezzi's got the fast answer. And how many more times is Mezzi gonna be the key to overwhelming sights?
I don't think anyone's overtaking him right now. 19 and 10 still going. Aging like wine in this match. Can't decide what's the utility to use here at the top of Banana.
You've got the Mongols split in a minute. You've got their backs against the ropes.
9-10. Up to the plate, whether he knows it or not.
Sits here with a flash and incendiary for Mzinho. Mzinho's gonna try to go for the peak, and he's gonna collect himself 2 kills. Good thing he didn't have a nade out. Good thing the Mongols aren't done yet. Round by round, piece by piece.
One foot in front of the other. Fantastic plays here. Great trade back from Mezzi, but a spray transfer into another. Beautifully done, full control of the brackets. 7 rounds to go.
And you can see that Mongols tethering going down so nicely, ready to respond to the action.
They're buying 9-10 time. He gets on the op now, and that's a 5th kill for him.
Remember where he was, folks. 4 kills, 16 deaths for 9-10 at the start of this one. That op is online, but the answer's already coming through. Flamesy, that's a couple of kills. That is a vacant A-bomb site, but obviously at the moment they don't know it. And 910 was floating around here, so they're thinking he's not too far off. It would be an absolute tragedy for this to be the round that slips through their hands.
They want to fully avoid this. Rops looking for an upgrade, it feels like.
No way Flamesy does it all, right? There is no world where he goes beyond these 2 kills.
They know he's around here.
That M4 over towards the library. Rops soon to jump down into the site. Flamesy given a chance. That is a trio of frags. He is trying to take over the server on his day. 910 into the bomb site, missed shot. And now we're talking about a post plant with an incredibly clutch player still alive.
This could be it.
Helping hands offered over by Rops. A round opened by Flamesy.
Techno approaching 100 HP, all the weight of the world on his shoulders.
So much clutch in his coffers, we know it. But Vitality, give him the space, and nobody's gonna swing just yet. They take their time. Sweet time. Techno into the 2. He's got them both. But he doesn't find bomb immediately. Lucky he's got the kit. Luckily, he's got the clutch.
Ice cold.
Always.
From Mirage to here. When you anchor, it's your responsibility to put up rounds like those. And we've seen Techno have his bad days. But right now he's looking like Magic's in Shanghai with these moments. 6 rounds to go.
(910) showed you promise at the start of that. 910 had you believing, but he also missed a critical shot that could have cost them this game.
Will Vitality think about the fact that they gave that away so close to the trophy? Is this one more chance that 910 needed? Or will it rest on a miss?